Former Justice Minister Dermot Ahern has warned that current counter-terrorism legislation may not be effective or legitimate and may interfere with basic human rights. Mr Ahern, who introduced some of the laws he criticised, said there needed to be better oversight of counter-terrorism legislation.
Blowing the whistle on secret surveillance, Edward Snowden fled the United States after leaking classified information about the volume of phone and internet data monitored by Washington. The former CIA technician sparked a global debate about information privacy and security. Mr Snowden's lawyer says his actions were justified.
If the government had had its way, we never would have known that the case for war in Iraq was a false one. We wouldn't have known what went on in Guantanamo. We know all of those things because people in the system broke the law by sharing that information with journalists.
Counter-terrorism measures introduced by the EU have been questioned by the authors of a new report. A study led by academics at Durham University in the UK has raised concerns about the democratic legitimacy of EU policies.
They shouldn't be building databases that record everything that innocent people who have not been suspected of any wrongdoing have done.
One former Justice Minister says there needs to be better oversight of EU legislation, warning that counter-terrorism laws may not be effective and may interfere with basic human rights.
There probably is, and it is necessary for some form of mass surveillance, but it obviously has to be done in a way that people's ordinary basic human rights are protected and the privacy isn't infringed.
The EU is currently drafting new data protection legislation. Minister for European Affairs Darragh Murphy says Ireland is arguing that Europe needs to strike an appropriate balance between user rights and member states' data protection obligations. Sharon Gaffney, RTE News, Dublin.